Welcome to Lesvos, the island of my mother and my father. This island, also known as the Green Island, is the third largest island in Greece, and it's based probably on olive trees. And there are thousands of olive trees all planted on this particular mountain.
Olive trees on the island.
On this island?
On this island.
On the island
of Lesvos. Capital Mytilene.
So what's happening?
Oh, they're going for a walk, everybody.
What are you doing?
I'm setting the tables for tonight.
Where are we?
In Agia Barbara.
Whose restaurant is this?
Mine.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's lovely.
Aren't you so
I
lucky?
also want to film you.
Aren't you so lucky?
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You wouldn't want to be in my shoes. No, I'm sure.
But it looks like natural.
Καλώς ορίσατε. Άμα νόλε, πάραμε τη μηχανία σου ρε.
Πώς το θυμάμαι?
Το κέμμα.
Το κάμερα.
Άλλος Γιάννης.
That's it.
Είστε αδερφός μου, έτσι. Και από εδώ ο Κρήτον
Και οι Κέντες.
και οι Κέντες είναι κόρη του Γιάννη.
Μπράβο.
Ωραία, ωραία, έτσι ρε. Τώρα θα δούμε και το άλλο. Κοίτα, είναι το 4 είναι το 3 μόνο.
Είναι ωραίο, πολύ ωραίο.
Έτσι ενήριο είναι. Και αυτά.
Sorry.
Α, δεν είσαι ευχαριστώ.
Okay. He wants us in the film.
Okay, here we are at St. Barbara. This magnificent view. St. Barbara is that peninsula over there. And this is one of the peninsulas that go right around, and of course it's such a beautiful spot.
You can see the volcano.
Come in. Good.
Absolutely incredible. I've waited 8 years for this. Oh, seawater is incredible. Hello, Candy. The animal. It's very, very nice. Hey, brother.
How you going, cousin? Looking for you.
Hey. And he cut his hand.
Cousin.
You're Emmanuel.
Yep, and who are you?
I'm Kriton.
Oh, you're Kriton. Oh, bravo.
Oh, yeah. Interesting to see that. This is Candy.
Hi, Candy. Welcome to Isidro.
Yeah, thanks very much. Leave the bloody camera again.
So what are you guys doing?
Oh, we're looking for you, brother.
We're going to have a drink
Yeah, where's my uncle?
in Plumati.
σας, Άγγελε. Τι κάνεις? Είσαι καλά? Γεια σας.
Ο Γιάννης. Κέντες. Δύο. Μπράβο. Καλά, καλά.
Γεια σας, τρεις τώρα ήρθατε. Εσύ δεν θέλεις.
Μπράβο! Κάτσε πεις καφέ. Θέλεις?
Ναι, παρακαλώ.
Μεγάλο μου καφέ.
Ναι, παρακαλώ.
Ναι, παρακαλώ. Τέτοιο μέσα. Πόση ζάχαρη?
Μέτριο.
Ψάρια.
Κλέφτη τον έγκυο. Κλέφτη.
Welcome to Givervale. Where have you been? I missed you.
I love this country.
Hello, take some. No, I'm making the side of it. How much are we?
You've got to keep it on me. You know, you asked me to be in the shot and then you take it away and show someone else. Don't show Crichton. No, don't like the camera. I'd like you to meet Crichton over here, right? Crichton is very, very shy with the camera. It's taking me 5 days to get to know this one, right? He's a very shy person, right?
But the best one.
He's the best one.
The best one in the group.
Well, he's got more substance. He's got more
Stability.
stability. Stability.
Hi.
Πήγα στην Ιταλία, Γερμανία, Βιέννη, Παρίσι. Ναι, μας τραβάνε. Να που το έχω, ξέρω, έλα που το κοίτατο.
Βέβαια, αυτό το τυρί παίζει στο μάτι. Τώρα είναι ούτε με παραφύγει.
Τίποτα άλλο.
Σκάφη. Όχι, εγώ είμαι, αλλά είναι πολλά χρόνια. Τώρα είμαι. Μπήκε μόνο η φωτογραφία εκεί. Εδώ είμαι, να, εδώ. Ναύτης, στα παιδικά μου χρόνια τότε.
Another morning, Tony.
Lovely.
Another day.
Another day to go.
How many you done here? How many years?
When?
In Formosa?
Hey, ever since 1976. Too big.
Because what's the difference between the Australian Greeks and the Greek Greeks?
If I notice any difference between the Australian Greeks, of course it's different between the local Greeks and the Australian Greeks. When you live in Australia 20 years, you come back to Greece as a man, as a human being. You realize what life is. But if you're born here and you grew up here, you're a bit of an animal. That's how it is. The difference. Well, yeah, you understand what I mean. They have no manner. But if you live overseas for 20 years, you learn a lot of things. You build up experience of life, of everything. You're seeing people more friendly. Kalimera. You don't get upset easy. You not fight, you don't grizzle. Easy after you lived overseas so long. But when you're born here and you grew up here, you're not matured, put it this way, at 30-year-old. But when you lived in Australia for 20 years, you are much more matured when you're 30.
What about when you're 60?
Oh, 60. Good question. You only worry about your children then, and about yourself. Kalimera. Kalimera. The children, we give them too much, I think. We spoil them. I think there's a place all over the world. It's not like it used to be when we were kids. Years have changed. Η εξέλιξη, I don't know the word in English. You eat your kuluri now and we do some more later, eh? Right there.
Πώς σε λένε, έλα. Ο Μανώλης. Ο Μανώλης. Και ίδιος μοιάζεις.
Άντε ρε πάρτε παντάρε.
Κουλούρι. Κουλούρι Θεσσαλονίκης. Τύπου Θεσσαλονίκης. Σουσάμι, αυγό και γάλα.
Ορίστε παιδιά!
Δα κουλουριά! Κουλουριά!
Είναι ωραία.
Μαρίνος!
Oh, this is perfect in the sun.
Ωραία ελληνικά τώρα τα έμαθες,
Και ο Άγγελος, από το Νότια Αφρική, ο φίλος μας, ο Τζο. Uncle Angelo.
Ξένος είσαι. Here we are at the gathering of Stephanos. Thousands of
Δείχνει κιόλας μέσα.
Yeah.
Α, τα δείχνει κιόλας μέσα, ναι.
And she's a Stephano too.
Ναι. Γυρίζει και δείχνει και τα προηγούμενα.
And of course, these are the ones here at the VIPs.
Ναι.
But this is a nice get together, and this is the last one which I'm going to be here. So thank the Lord. And of course, we have the oldest here, which is Yanni. Is 2000. The place is Ayosidro. It is the meeting place, the traditional meeting place for the Stephanos from around the world to come to Ayosidro. Lesvos in Greece. Can you translate that, please?
Basically, this is a good meeting place for the Stefano family in Ayosidro in Lesvos.
And it is a good meeting place.
It is a very appropriate meeting place.
Can you do this in Greek?
Είναι η χρονολογία 2000 στο μέρος Άγιο Σίδωρος στη Λέσβο, όπου μπορούν όλοι οι Στεφάνοι να μαζεύονται.
I want you to translate here for Uncle and Auntie.
Later,
It is a beautiful meeting place for all the families to get together because of the Angelo.
είναι πολύ ωραίο μέρος να συναντιόμαστε επειδή είναι εδώ και ο θείος και η θεία.
And there is so much talk about the land and the inheritance, but really they are what we have inherited.
Και αν και συζητάμε όλα πολλά θέματα για πατήματα και διάσχερτα, βασικά εσείς είσαστε οι δύο. Γιατί είναι οι είσαστε το...
It's an olive. What would you do with this beautiful block of land that your family's inherited? That's been passed down from one generation to the next on the island of Lesvos in the Aegean Sea. Would you sell it? Would you keep it? Or would you develop it? 21 feet right around this beautiful olive tree. Some people say that this particular tree is over 800 years old. That's a lot of grandfathers and grandmothers passing on from one generation to the next. That's way before Captain Cook discovered Australia. It's way before Christopher Columbus discovered the New World. It's long before the Crusaders came to this neck of the woods. Any way you look at it, it's a lot of grandfathers and mothers passing from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next. And of course it's been looked after by each generation. But what's going to happen to it now? Will it stay in the Stefano family? Or will it pass on? Will it get sold? Or do we keep it as part of our heritage, our roots? I'd like to pass it on to the next generation. I'd like to keep it in the family because I see this as a connection to our previous roots. It's a continuous flow. Though I'm living in the new world, and maybe the family and the future family will continue to live in the new world. At least here, we're connected to the past. At least if we keep this, we're connected to our past. We're connected to that 1,000-year history, that 10,000-year history, that whatever it is, and you can see it, you can feel it, you can touch it. And that's what I like about this, because it's a record of all those who came before us for the future. I see myself as the guardian to pass this on in some way, shape or form, to preserve it in some way, shape or form, to keep it within the family. And I think that's an inheritance that you can't convert into money or cash or invest in other things and then that become whatever it is. If we don't have this connection to our past, then it's a problem for, like the Irish. So many Irish in Australia don't have a connection to a particular place in Ireland where they came from. Here there is a connection. How do we preserve it? How do we preserve it and keep it within the family? That's the hard thing. With all these rules and regulations and temptations to convert it into cash, to fill a need elsewhere. But what I'm afraid of is if we sell it, if we pass it on, then we lose that connection. Which we might appreciate later, or others may appreciate later and regard as more important than money. So, it's history. Still here. 3 years later, but then again, 3 years is nothing when you compare 800 years. But who knows? I'm here with Andrew, my brother Andrew, Zanne, and we're moving it forward, the sale of the land. Bataye Vavara and Aisidarum. We had the family meeting 3 weeks ago in Canberra, and unfortunately, democracy rules. We took a vote and the decision was made to sell it. It's unfortunate the Greeks didn't learn or develop another way where you could have a win-win situation rather than a win-lose situation. Those, the majority, win. The minority, lose. So we have to sell. Of course, they generously offered to allow us, or allow me, or allow whoever to buy this piece. And listening to Andrew the other day, he definitely wants to buy it. But then again, listening to Auntie, it just doesn't make sense. Listening to my mother doesn't make sense. Listening to my brothers, it doesn't make sense. Sense is something that's up here, It's not sense here, Here is about, it's about history, it's about the present, and it's about the past, and it's about the future. It's a bit like this tree. It's here in the present. Of course, it's got a history, and hopefully it'll have a future. Its history, well, We estimated 800 years, but who knows? It could be more than that and can be less than that. 800 years, a lot of grandfathers, a lot of grandmothers looking after it. But even if it's 800 years old, it's still got a history prior to that because someone planted it, whether it was from one of these little shoots from another tree, or whether it was from an olive. And of course it had 1,000 year, 10,000 year, 20,000 year history. It's been developed and refined so that now today, by looking after it and maintaining it, you can of course have the olives, olive oil, olives to eat, olive oil for your salads and for your ceremonial things, for your cosmetics, for your soaps. You can use bits and pieces of the tree to make, of course, for lighting, for fires, heating, and of course olive oil to cook with. But it's an arrangement that keeps adding to its value, to its history. But here we are at a moment where we've consolidated and we've said, okay, this is ours, what are we going to do with it? Sell it. So why should we keep it? Okay, because it's that connection to all the grandfathers and grandmothers that go back thousands of years, that go back before they were grandfathers and grandmothers, to whatever they were. It's a continuity. And I would really like to pass it on to the children, my children, their children, their children, their children. I don't want to be the person that says, let's make some money out of it. Let's invest that somewhere else. I don't want to be the person that stops that continuity. Up to my children if they want to do that. Up to their children if they want to do that. Though I would like to put it in some sort of trust that they can't do that. That it has to be utilised and can't be sold. It doesn't worry me. I mean, I don't want to own it for my own sake of owning it. I don't want to be the person that gets rid of it. I don't have to be the person here that stays with it. I'm okay about other people sharing it. But it needs maintaining, I know that. It needs looking after. You just can't leave an empty block of land. So if a house gets built on it, in some way, shape or form, whether here or further up, hopefully we will visit it. And as I said, if it's put in a trust, then okay, it's shared by 20, 30, 40, 50 families down the future. Who knows? And maybe there's going to be arguments and discussions, but in a way that's their right, you know, that's their karma. They have to work through that. It's not up to me to say, well, I'm going to make it easy for them and not pass these problems on.
Every tree. I've marked every piece. He's taught me how they do it.
Yep.
He's taught me what to do.
Yep.
He's taught me how they mark the trees and where you should mark the trees so that they know they're yours and not someone else's. They mark them on the right side of the tree, and it's very good. It's been great.
Nene?
You listen to my brother, my cousin, they're loud people. They're Greeks. I'm a Greek too, but I'm not so loud. They're measuring up the property because now we're going to consolidate, confirm, legalise it, take it on board, and then unfortunately sell it. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. Each time I come is in a roller coaster. It's an emotional, selfish brings up all sorts of emotions. Listen to them. They're looking for the old markers, and they tended to do it by trees. They did mark things out on stones because this has been surveyed, but you tended to do things by trees. This block of land or this piece of land's got 7 trees. This piece has got 15 trees. I think I need a bit of peace and quiet for this. It's too distracting.
It's a good feeling on your way home when you see this town. Zanne?
Yeah. Be back home.
Oh, look at it. Australia.
You might remember that I called him a man of steel. That's Texan for fair dinkum.
Thanks.
So where are we?
Athens. Palliofalo, aren't we in Palliofalo? Oh, we haven't got there yet. Coogee.
Coogee, huh? What are we doing here?
Some lunch. Some lunch and looking at Sydney girls. There's 2 Sydney girls. Beautiful they are too.
I don't want to look at them.
Who do you want to look at?
I won't.
It's the beaches on our island. Το θάλασσα το δικό μας του... I don't even know what the word for island is. Τούτο είναι το δικό μας του κήπου. Το δικό μας το θάλασσα. Are up enough to get it open the door because Orange had a keys with it for the flat. Hey.
How you going?
Hey, Nuts, how are you?
Not bad.
Oh yeah, Anita's not pregnant. She's having a spring onion. Not just an onion, a spring onion. And as I said, she doesn't eat her onions, she only eats Dom.
He hasn't changed, has he?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You reckon they'll let him in Greece?
And eat your onions, alright?
Hey, keep in touch, yeah?
That's what its name's going to be from now on, you know that? Now, you can call it spring and everyone just thinks you're going to think you're new age, right? But they're not going to know the pun, right?
Oh, you call what? They won't know the pun when they
won't
see
know
his
the
bloody
pun.
surname. I think it. Have a great time.
Hey, my brother, he's got to be in control, right? We've already been checked in, and we've already got our seats and everything, but he's got to verify it. Right, Andrew?
Yep.
So you can tell by that look, can't you? Can't you, Zanne?
Yeah.
We could be having another cigarette now.
Let's go. I still remember I was telling you. I went to Dixon College.
Yeah, right. You remember me then?
Yeah.
Shit. You know,
What
the
did you
things
do?
that you get remembered for.
What did you do?
I made an umbrella for my mountain bike,
and it was a clear plastic dome that encapsulated the whole bike, and you could ride, you know, and get in the rain and not get wet. And everyone seems to remember that 10, 15 years down the track. It's a funny thing to be famous for.
You made it.
Yes.
You realise you're the second last person on the plane.
Oh, what am I?
Who could also be the last person on the plane?
Andrew.
So it is, he's the last one.
Cabin crew, please select those and man, please. Thank you.
Shay? Hi, Shay.
Zanne, Paris.
No.
Zit
Keisto. Keisto.
Vin.
Huh?
Greek Fanta. Vin.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, what is it?
Fanta.
Fanta, huh?
Greek Fanta.
Oh, taste it, let's see.
Well, unless we'll do this shit once we're really relaxed.
Oh, it tastes different.
You won't like it.
That's okay.
You like it?
It's more fruity.
Ella. Okay. Where's yours? We're sharing. Oh.
I know what they're like. They're my favourites. I don't want the whole thing.
Take it. Go out for a second.
Huh?
That's it. Stiamus.
2004.
This is my love for bread that I found on the beach.
Which beach?
On Paros.
On Paros. You got to take it home.
I've got.
When do you head home?
There you go. Where do we stay?
Electra Palace.
Actually. Good view.
You've been up there?
Yeah, a while ago.
A while ago.
19 years, so it's changed.
So what are you going to do now?
Go shower, go find the pool, go for a swim. Relax.
Yeah, thought any little cool.
Okay, guys, the first one.
Yamas.
There's more ice cream, but yeah. I'll be buzzing all afternoon.
What can I say? Supper. It's very ancient.
What is it, Sam?
I don't know.
The main shopping street, so go to it, enjoy yourself.
Yes, I will.
You know where you are?
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'll be fine.
Alright, good luck.
Okay.
Remember, Euros on the dollar.
Yep. Okay, bye. Come back if you want to go for a drink.
So how
Yeah,
was
no,
it?
that's alright.
How was the shops?
Good.
On
Lots of
sale?
stuff. Just had a look, but
They're on sale or not?
I don't know. Didn't look at prices, just had a look, get ideas.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll come home with no presents. People won't be happy.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, you've got to get stuff.
She's not telling the truth.